Thank you. Hello. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for everything. This topic is about perception, seeing through the eyes of Source. All is good, perceiving the world as all is good, what some people may call non-duality. So I allowed your teachings into my life in March of 2007, and that December I found myself in the Performing Arts Theater in Miami. Best seats in the house, front row center, orchestra. 20 minutes before the curtain opens, I say to myself, what am I doing here? I have been working on my vibration, doing all these processes. And the show is a show that includes the topic of cannibalism. Is that good? That's good? Okay. This is good?
All is well. We'd like to be up really close to you.
Or whatever you want. You're in charge. So here I am.
Actually not.
Okay. So I tell myself, what am I doing in this theater? In 20 minutes, the curtain opens to a show called Sweeney Todd. It has the topic of cannibalism, humans killing people to make meat pies and sell them in London. I said, this is going to ruin my vibration. I'm a student of Abraham. I've been working, doing all these processes. This show is going to bring me down. And I really was concerned. But I was with a friend, and the seats were expensive, and we were not going to go anywhere else. So when the curtain opens, I have a wonderful time in that performance. I am exhilarated by the genius of the writer, by the performers that were on that stage, and what I realized is the whole musical is on the law of attraction. Everything that happens in Sweeney Todd is how a man builds these grids, and they fill in, and he creates his own destiny and his own reality. So my concerns were answered immediately. Now, Abraham, this is where I want the expansion. That snippet of reality I have taken to different aspects of my life, because what I think I'm understanding more and more and clearer and clearer and more and better is that there is nothing on planet Earth that I cannot look at, and if I focus it in the right way and I am properly aligned, there is nothing on the face of this earth that I cannot hold, behold, and appreciate for what it is.
Well, what you're saying is what we want all of you to come to. And not likely that we'll find words that are any more instructive or valuable than the words that you've already offered. But there are a few things that we want to say about this. In the same spirit as what we were telling our friend just now about get on the high-flying disc and then. Once you practice being there, what happens? You see, you've been listening to us for a while talking about contrast. But there is big contrast and there is smaller contrast. And so when you're on that high-flying disc, which means you've practiced being there, now you're stable and sure and not threatened. Now you're uplifted and full. There's no shortage consciousness. And from that point of view, as you gaze at anything, you see, the alternative is this. This is the way so many physical friends are living their lives. Because they don't know about their ability to hold their vibrational frequency. And they don't understand that law of attraction responds to their vibrational frequency. Instead of tending to life from the inside out, from that focused point of view, instead they are looking outwards. So when they see something that is pleasing to them, they feel good. And when they see something that is displeasing to them, they feel bad. And then they set out to control the world. You all need to agree, first of all, on what pleases me, and then please me. How's that working out? And then they have to control what's going on in the world. And that's not working out well at all, is it? And so when you understand that rather than trying to control the world so you can feel better, you control the way you feel so that you now control what comes to you from the world. Now you are free. Otherwise, what's happening to so many is they are just burrowing themselves deeper and deeper into seclusion. First trying to control what's going on out there, and then when they can't control what's going on out there, then they build walls, then they gather armies, then they try to control, and when that doesn't work, then they begin barricading themselves in bunkers and in further and further seclusion. And all of that is such a miserable way to be. You didn't come forth to control the world, because the world does not need to be controlled. And if you can hear us when we say, oh, we so want to bring you to this place of understanding, that the high-flying disk and the pure positive energy of Source is dominant. And humanity, individually or collectively, can pinch themselves off from that well-being and have a rough ride, have a miserable time. But it does not matter what the majority or anyone else is doing. All you have to do is figure out how to get in sync with that. And you will stand in that place of alignment where you will be able to understand points of views of others. Oh, and it's such a wonderful state of being, to be in a place where you are understanding the point of view of another, so that you can benefit from the diversity that they are adding to the equation of the whole. When you reach that place that their diversity doesn't threaten you, but it informs you, now you are free, and you experience that whole transition. You felt guarded at first. You sort of wanted to run away. You didn't want to risk it taking you from your high-flying disc. In time, just as you discovered, you will come to trust your point of attraction so significantly that you won't feel like turning tail and running. You'll understand, I wouldn't be here if there wasn't value for me. Let me look and see if I can find it. And after a while, it's not difficult to find everywhere you are, you see.
Thank you. To expand on this a little bit more, I've become very aware through your teachings of what vibration is being activated in me. So when going back to that musical, the theme of cannibalism, which dominates the second act, that didn't activate any vibration. I was seeing it on the stage, but the vibrations that were being activated were my appreciation for genius, my appreciation for live theater, my appreciation for wonderful music. So I can have a topic in front of me, but it's not activating any vibration because my focus was on other things. So this I also try to take elsewhere in my life. It worked in the theater for a couple of hours, but we want to extend this.
Well, there are many people who would say, you're just putting your head in the sand. You're not really looking at reality. And we say, it's really good to be able to control what you're focused upon. There are those who say, you need to focus on everything. And our response to them is, then you are always in a very scattered vibration. The process, and you know it, is 3 steps. Step 1 is identify your desire, and contrast helps you to do that. Step 2 is Source becomes a vibrational match to what you're asking for. When you ask, it is given vibrationally immediately. And then, of course, step 3 is you got to find a way to become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. So really what we're talking about here is understanding that that is the process. Step 3 isn't find a way to get everybody else to agree with you. Step 3 is find a way to come into alignment with what you are wanting. We're at the end of the time for this segment, and we'll be talking much more about all of this. Source is able to view all that is. True compassion is the ability to see and maintain vibrational alignment with what is. Because when you maintain vibrational alignment with that well-being, with that pure positive energy, then when you see, you are offering a vibration that gives that the opportunity to raise to that vibration. Now, free will lets that choose whether it raises to that vibration or not. Empathy is looking at a situation and letting whatever it is dominate the vibration. And as it dominates the vibration, it has great potential of bringing you from your high-flying disc to a lower and lower and lower and lower one. So you're wanting to ask yourself, what is the power of influence that you want to radiate? And of course the answer is, I want to radiate upliftment. I want to radiate well-being. When people interact with me, I want them to feel better about who they are. I want them to feel sure. I want their prosperity to improve just as a result of interacting with me in some way. You just got to ask yourself, what disc are you on? And we want you to know that when you choose that high-flying disc, your influence is greater. And from that disc, all is well.
So for further clarification, what happened at that theater is that an example of selective sifting, and then I can go anywhere on planet Earth, and by being a good selective sifter, always activate the high-flying vibration, regardless of what I have in front of me.
Yes, but there are other things that we have to say about that, and we are way over time, and so we are going to give you a really fast version of that. When you are consistently waking up and making sure that you're there and being there predominantly as you have been, and then following your impulses will lead you to things that you formerly would have had to guard and protect yourself from.
Right.
You got that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Your impulse to go will be because that broader part of you knows the true benefit there for you, and knows that where you're tuned, it will deliver it to you, you see. But if you're not tuned in, tapped in, turned on, then you're often guided by you might have the inspiration to punch somebody in the nose, but we promise you it's not from the high-flying disc. So much more to say about all of that, but you got that, didn't you? Really good time for a segment of refreshment.